What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 26 of my Total Warhammer 3 Valkia the Bloody Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, the Shaggoth army, or the Dragon Ogre army, debuted, though it ain't got much in the way of Dragon Ogres as yet, just a pair of Shaggoths, although hopefully that will mean that it will grow fairly quickly, and in fact, while we're here, you can have a Chaos Warrior while you're at it. Since we're able to get here, and are we able to get any aspiring champions? No. But yeah, obviously it's going to take a while to randomly get the Dragon Ogres as we go, so hopefully while we wait, we can just use some other types of units. There we go. Now the Khorne units would make sense here because obviously, since the Dragon Ogres are Carnage incarnate, it does make sense for them. Anyway, Asavar Magath is out here, and he's trying to get to Archaon, but just judging by the way that Archaon's facing, it's looking like he's going to try to run away. Perhaps he doesn't want to fight. You can't actually see what's in his army. Okay, there's another option. We make a small army here, and then we march it in front of Asavar, put Asavar in ambush stance, and then try to get Archaon to go after the smaller army. Okay, maybe that's the way we do it. Let's give that a try. Let's see. Okay, we only have one option, so let's take you up, at least temporarily, there, Ventress Zorateller. And do you want to raise some units? Do we actually need you to raise any units? I'm not entirely sure. Huh. It really depends on if we actually have you do anything or not. I mean, would Archaon go for a single unit as an army, or would he just ignore it? You know, maybe we build units. I'm not entirely sure how the AI prioritizes armies. Let's do that and get a few more in there. Why not? It's not really going to cost us much of anything, so it's not like we really care. And then I suppose if anything somehow happens to anything here, we can just use these units to reinforce. Alrighty, now you can't go into March stance immediately, unfortunately, but hopefully you can bait Archaon into attacking you shortly. Also, we could summon a Chaos... Wait. Now we already have a Chaos Sorcerer in here. I was just thinking, do we need another one? Not really, but, Alright, we're trying to get a Metal Sorcerer for the army that's currently in Bretonnia, our Bloodletter army. But Scales can... You know what? I'm gonna recruit you, and just out of curiosity, what do you have? Blissful Rapture, Fires of Change, and Scales can... Yeah, it's too similar to the other guy. Okay, no good. No good. We'll get the Metal Sorcerer as we need to, or we can keep going through Fire Sorcerers or whatever Sorcerers as we get more capacity. Now that that's done, we have several things we want to do. First of all, Nikari. Or actually, wait. You know what? What we want to try to possibly do is maybe vassalize these guys without actually trying to kill them. They'd actually... Oh wait, that's peace treaty, my bad. Become vassal, minus 24. They won't do it for even 64 or 65,000 money. Damn. But wait, there's more. What can we give them? Sioktraken. Sioktraken is part of Krakadrak. We don't really care about it either, so we were going to give it to somebody. Let's try Sioktraken. Now we're at 7.6, and that's much more likely. There we go. They still want 23k, which is frankly still a little bit steep, but to be fair, it's also only one turn worth of money coming in. And that'll mean that it spares Valkia from wasting several turns going after all this, and it spares Gulgast from doing the same. So you know what? We'll take it. Alrighty, ooh, and now that I think about it, because... Okay, wait. You're our vassal now, so two things. First of all, we want an outpost, immediately. As I understand it, outposts all get destroyed when you become a new vassal, so let's construct the Hell Pit outpost here. There we go. Actually, out of curiosity, is there anywhere we haven't constructed an outpost? We don't have one with Wintertooth. I guess we could do that one as well. Volksgrad is his capital, although it's also the city most likely to be destroyed. I think Yechich is actually less likely to be destroyed. It's a little bit nestled in the mountains here. Let's go with Yechich instead. And I guess the game wanted us to do that as well. Worldwalkers, we don't have an outpost either. Oh, damn, I should have been doing this a long time ago. Let's put your outpost back here in the Serpent Jetty, because it's far enough away from things. Although I don't really care that much about outposts with the Norskins, although we're also starting to run out of cash a little bit. Ecstatic Legions wants an outpost at the Tower of Crack. That's the only place where we can build outposts, eh? But they're also another Chaos Force. We don't really care about the outpost, do we? This only gives a bonus to Norse... Wait, in Norscan-owned regions. So it probably wouldn't count them, would it? I'm not entirely sure. No, we should probably build outposts in wherever we can. Not Naglfarings because they're broken. Sarl, not so much, though. Okay, you know what? That'll be some money to spend at some point, but not right now. It's also... I was about to say take this mission, but we're at 100%, so we don't really care about that. Alrighty, let's ignore the rest of that for now. And I want to keep the rest of this money because we still want to try to vassalize... Nikari, if we can manage to do so. Now, speaking of Nikari... Let's see if we can. It's at 25. It's not going to happen unless we can trade him a territory that he wants. What we want to do instead is... Nikari, thank you. Is possibly get him to join wars. The exiles of Nehek are nearly dead, but he'll do it for free. Barrow Legion... 3.2. Oh yeah, okay, no, that's too much. Ice Court... 5.4, okay, that's twice as much, no thank you. Warhost of the Apocalypse, unlikely. Fecundite's really unlikely. Warhead of the One Eye is nearly dead, but you're basically nearly willing to do it for free, so we don't care. Ostland, I think, has no territory remaining, and really? Ostland costs that much? No point. Lorelorn isn't that expensive either. Alright, let's do these three then. Like so. And, okay, that didn't unfortunately change the likelihood of vassalizing, but maybe if one of those factions gets strong again, Nikari will thereby feel weaker. Alrighty, well, that's what we needed to do with that. Now let's see if there's anybody else we need to move. Parthok, you, my friend, you've gone near Yechich, you're going to Novkazi now. And we'll give you back to whoever we took you from, Hag Grief, at some point. And anybody else? Okay, it looks like it's just the heroes, so heroes shall go. You're actually exhausted, so we don't even need to move you. Mercy, you are coming in here to steal tech, so go ahead. And Taro Godslayer, you are pretty good with regards to the tech you've stolen, however. You will be sailing out to Ulthuan, and that's going to take a while, so you might as well stock up on the next few turns. Oh, and you failed anyway. You call that stocking up? Useless. Let's get you Spread Corruption while we're here. And Harald, obviously you can't move, though... nah, you're fine. You're fine. Do we want to build this cultist camp here? I do like the missile strength for Marauder Horsemen everywhere, because they've been pretty good in a couple of armies. Hard to say. Is it worth the 3k? Are we going to just end up giving it to these guys anyway? That's the real question. Also, Belgar, our borrowed Hmong army. You keep moving south. You know what, let's just ignore that for now. I want to keep hold of as much money as we can in case we somehow get an opportunity to vassalize Nikari, like if he loses a bunch of units. Alrighty, and I believe that's it for this turn. Not much to do, especially since we're not going to do any buildings to save the rest of the cash, although there is a commandment that we could do here. Oh, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense since we just took the place over. Oh, and I just realized that the Skaven corruption is going to create control problems for this place. That ain't as great, because it's going to cause it to... it's going to cause it to rebel. Now, the Khornate forces probably don't care so much about that, but let's see, is there control building here? In fact, the strategy chamber is the control building. Well, that's kind of interesting. I guess we will upgrade this next turn and actually spend some money on it. Otherwise, we can skip the rest, including those outposts available. I think we've spent enough money on that. Let us end the turn, and is there anywhere where we can get attacked to put our camera? I don't think so. I don't think so. I guess here, oh, and right, and the Bearsunling are probably gonna die. Yeah, they're dead. Alright, Serena Katrin killed them. The AI is programmed to try to take a settlement, any settlement they can, and unfortunately it didn't work out so well for them. Marathi wants a defensive alliance, but I'm going to say no, because we'll want to try to vassalize her if possible, though she is a little bit too strong right now, as that may not be the case if she makes some bad moves and loses a few armies. Barrow Legion, War Host of the Apocalypse. I do wonder... hopefully Arcan didn't run so far away, but then again, we could always just ignore him if he won't fall for our little bait army there because ambush fails, and then we could just... go after his fortress, I guess. I would like to defeat him in battle, but if it can't happen, it can't happen. We'll see. Anyway, ally mobilizes Hargoneth. Yeah, okay, that's all great. Bearsland gone. Ostland gone. Well, they didn't have any territory like we saw last time, so that makes sense. Ally begins outpost construction. Kazarak discovered. Still alive somehow, though he's surrounded by enemies. Wintertooth. Dimmed Suns doing Savage Orc things. Well, that's great for them. Alrighty. Well, since we don't need to move to help it, we can... Oh. COURONNE is here. You know, I kind of don't like that. And the reason I don't like that is because she's somewhat likely to attack here. Well, first of all, Cracker Drac, let's upgrade you. But, oh wow, 5 turns? You're actually going to rebel before that, even with the public order. And unfortunately, our Khorne corruption isn't rising enough to matter. And none of this really helps us, does it? Okay, well then we'll just let the rebellion occur. I don't think it could take out all that stuff, and we could always send an army or send a little force to attack it. Plus, if we have to fight a siege, we have to fight a siege. Alrighty, Valkia, we'll send you here outside of Prague. I think this should, in theory, protect this army from anything happening. Then Gulgast, you can get an aspiring champion. Okie dokie, goodbye to you. And hello to aspiring champion. Lovely. And what else did we need in here? An exalted champion, or an exalted hero rather, that buffs chosen, but well, let's face it, it's going to be a while before we get there, and to be fair, we're also going to be a while before we get those chosen. Also, we need to replace these 2 skin wolves with a regular, not regular, armored wolves, and possibly you 2 with a couple of units of flesh hounds. I don't remember if that was what I was going to do with this army, but it seems fairly likely. Yeah, the rest of this is good. Okie dokie. Gulgast. Well, I would actually like you to... Oh, maybe we send you out to kill COURONNE, so that Valkia doesn't gain her stupid frostbite contact effect to override her own contact effects. Yeah, alright, move here. Most likely one of these allies is gonna... Oh, there's the Dimmed Suns. Hey, can you guys be vassalized? No, you literally cannot be vassalized. Okay, fine. Actually, speaking of vassalization... Nakari is down to 22. It's a little bit more likely. Most likely due to the fact that we forced him into wars with more factions. We gotta try to keep doing that. And hey, look, Malice has taken the Unicorn Gate again. Or wait, or did he destroy the Phoenix Gate before? Somebody did, because we had a, we ordered somebody to do this, but I don't remember who now. That's okay. Well, looks like Ulthuan's in trouble, which is good on the one hand, but on the other hand, we wanted Morathi to lose stuff so that vassalization would be more likely. So it's only somewhat good. Yeah, minus 41. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Well, damn. Even at least Nakari's more likely. Yeah, we just need to sail somebody down here and deal with it. And ooh, hello. There's an army down here, Axel Adaquitaine, and it's probably gonna move closer to Longyi. Although you could attack COURONNE if you really wanted to. You should probably give it a try. Hey, good job, Mercy. Well done. Let's get you a specialist for now, though you're actually leveling up to be a fighter lord, but, well, this is how you're gonna level. Plus, it's more tech research. Sword Maiden's nearly up. Gore Feast for aspiring champions is gonna be quite nice, and the extra little, Gift of Chaos. And I also just realized that we need a lot more souls, don't we? Okie dokie. I also do still want to send an army out to sea to gather us some more favor and other stuff. Okay, and is there anything else that we need to do this turn? Ask of our might. Oh, right. And oh, hello. You didn't run away. Oh, I see why you didn't run away. You haven't actually. Oh, damn. You have a pretty decent army here, Archaon. Okay, and here I was underestimating you. Good job, buddy. Okay, now so the Chaos Knights are a problem. He even has the Swords of Chaos, which does make sense. The Swords of Chaos should always follow their master, Archaon. Yeah, so this army would not be particularly good against the Chaos Knights in particular, though shots from Skull Cannons repeatedly could do some damage. And they will eventually catch up to those. And decent amounts of Chaos Warriors, and frankly I haven't been impressed with Hell Cannons in really any campaign. Mostly because the enemy needs to just stand still to get killed by them. And the enemy don't stand still. Well, that's obviously a slight problem. Would we still... Well, now that kind of changes what the original plan here was. I was going to have you bait Archaon, but we might still be able to do it. Actually, considering his army is a lot more problematic than we originally had anticipated, this may still be necessary. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Ambush stance... Wait. We don't actually want to ambush you. What we want to do is something similar but different. We want to move you forward. Let's say here. But we want the defeat trait probably on Asavar, though. And I think Archaon might run if... Okay. Slight change of plans, then. Let's put you in ambush instead. Right here. Will it succeed? Who knows. But if Archaon's willing to fight, then we can draw him into fight with this little army here. Like that. I don't know if this is stupid, but, you know, since we have this army here, why not? Let's do this. These units are so cheap that, you know, we don't really care. Let's do Marauders of Khorne without dual axes to hold the line, perhaps. And then you can become another one of these to act as a screen. And then you cannot become an armored troll. Actually, speaking of armored trolls... I was just wondering, maybe we just get a bunch of trolls in this army outright. I think I had that thought previously. Since it's going to be difficult to get Chaos Trolls, or not Chaos Trolls, it's going to be difficult to get Shaggoths and Dragon Ogres. What we do is, we just keep building Trolls and Giants, and every time we get a Dragon Ogre, we replace one of the Trolls or one of the Giants with said Dragon Ogres, or with said Dragon Ogre Shaggoths. That makes sense to me. Okay. You are a dual weapon, so I think we don't need you. Actually, maybe this entire army should have nothing but dual weapons. Carnage and Carnage and all that. Alright, fine. You guys join together into one unit. You go away. And then we'll get a giant and a troll. There we go. And I know that right now this army's looking a little bit similar to Harald's monstrous army, but that's not gonna... I mean, it is still going to be a monstrous army, to be fair, but with slight differences. Let's go with that. Because it's going to be a Dragon Ogre army. Anyway, you're good as you are. Maybe we can get Archaon into an ambush, or sort of semi-ambush. In fact, yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about his army now. Let's actually prepare for the fight with them. Let's get you a Cascading Fire Cloak, a Flaming Sword of Ruin, an Evasion, and obviously Piercing Bolts of Burning, of course. Okie dokie, now you guys have like no items either. What do you have? A Sword of Sling and a Glittering Scales. What do we have as options here? Looks like plenty of armor. We have a Brass Cleaver, another Glittering Scales. And... okay. You know what? Let's give you the Brass Cleaver. We're going to put that in our Berserker army later on, or Valkia's army. I'm not entirely sure yet which army, but not for you for now. And then you can hold on to the Glittering Scales, or at least one of the Glittering Scales. Potion of Speed, a Luck Stone, get an Opal Amulet on you. Yeah, I can get the Potion of Speed on you because you're a sorcerer and you may want to run the heck away. And we'll get the Talisman of Protection to the other guy, as in your lord. And lastly, there are no arcane items. In fact, this is the only arcane item we have in the entire thing. What is this? Scroll of Aramar, and it belongs to Talogast. Talogast is the sorcerer of Gulgast, isn't he? I remember remarking that there are two Gasts. I think. Okay, wait. Let's borrow this. It should be decent against Archaon, particularly. Or his giant. Where is Gulgast? Am I correct in this? Was my memory playing tricks on me? No, Talogast and Gulgast, okay. I'm so glad about that, it makes it easier to remember who belongs to who. And, okay, so that's you. Next step we'll do you. I mean, if Archaon's gonna attack, might as well make this easier for ourselves. Let's go for a... ooh, another Glittering Scales or an Armor of Fortune. I mean, we don't want the Lord to die on the one hand, on the other hand, we don't care that much. You do have Slayer of the God Slayer, I guess. And season campaign, yeah, fine, let's keep you alive. Let's give you an armor of fortune, at least for now, though that might change later. You can keep the Sword of Swift Slaying, because the Brass Cleaver went to the other guy. Definitely get a Potion of Toughness to heal yourself, and for your Talisman, you can get the, not the Luck Stone, but the... I think there was something else in here, wasn't there? Talisman of Protection. There we go. Not so great, but it's something. And you get a free Razor's Standard. Oh, you better not die and lose this. I may be overestimating Archaon, but the second I saw those knights, I got a little bit worried. At the very least, while we can certainly win, and we can take a lot of damage, and I'm a little bit wary of Archaon after the Village campaign and the fact that he can dish out, well, I mean, look at his stats. He's going to be just as hard as Valkia to kill, and we'll have to focus him down with something. Alrighty, well, that's as good as it's going to get, unless we want to get another, like, Soul Grinder in here. Oh, actually, I remember before, yeah, see, this army's at 5 out of 6. Originally, I was planning 3 Hell Cannons, or rather 2 Hell Cannons, including the Regiment of Renown, making it 3. But I haven't been particularly happy with the Hell Cannon's performance against most units, mostly because, while they're great if they can land a shot, they don't land a shot like 90% of the time. So, it makes me think that maybe we want to put another Soul Grinder in here, but even if we do... Alright, wait, you're in ambush. Do we need this many aspiring champions here? Alright, you know what? I'd rather have another Soul Grinder in the range army than I would another Hell Cannon. So let's get you. Plus we want to free up some space here so that when next time we get the Gift of the Gods, we actually put some units in there. And there you go. And 3 and 3 makes more sense than 2 and 4 to me, because then each one can travel together with a unit of aspiring champions, and this way we have less melee units, which I also would prefer. And oh wait, you want to be on range here in case Archaon actually attacks you, and since he's moving towards you, it looks like he will. Alrighty, that makes sense to me. Archaon should be dealt with. Harald, your turn. You, oh right, you still lost your Sorcerer. You cannot reach Cleric Spire in 1 turn, so you're just gonna move here. And let's go for a raiding stance. We should also repair this in case we transfer it to somebody. You can raid. Oh wow, very decent amount of raiding income. Alright, good job. Stay right there. Demahar, you've got places to be, go to the Witchwood. Alrighty, that's Golgast, that's... wait, Parthok. Oh, we gotta move you too. Damn, everybody's moving around. Trying to get a battle going here. And, you can't reach Nifkazi in 1 turn. Events, is this place owned by Skaven, or is this from somewhere else? Maybe there's an Undercity somewhere. Hard to say. Rel Morspig. And now, you're also an interesting question. For a number of reasons. We could, in theory, have you attack COURONNE. They definitely have some nice stuff in there, and field trebs on top of everything. Would we win this in a field battle? I mean, it would be a toughie because we wouldn't be able to ambush them, but we could force them or try to force them into a fight. We could also try to force this as in straight up just assault them. We do have Siege Attacker here after all. Close defeat, eh? And now the Pegasus Knights are obviously a huge concern, but honestly they're fairly fragile, and as we've seen before, we could do pretty good at killing them. You know, I'm tempted to just take this battle. This looks fairly close, but I think we can manage it. And you do have the Swords of Chaos to act as your ringers, you have your Aspiring Champion unit, you have your Hellforged Host. In fact, can we get another Aspiring Champion unit in here? No, we cannot. It would have been nice, though. It's okay. And, oh, damn, I should have stolen tech with you before moving in, or had you do something else. Oh, wait, I did do that. Okay, well done. Good job past Ruinous. Several minutes ago past Ruinous. Alrighty, well then, let's apply the points, let's attack. Screw it. Because Archaon isn't going to happen this turn, we might as well make this happen. I just want to battle, damn it. Let's go Hammer into Anvil, I guess. Although it won't benefit our Swords of Chaos, it will benefit our regular cab. So yeah, why not? And then you got yourself a couple points, and wow, you have like no items, but we're running out of items too. Oh, I probably could have given you the Razor Standard instead, eh? Okay, we'll swap it out later, and by you I mean this guy's Lord. Now, Chaos Commander. So, normally I'd go for the Chaos Gladiator and stuff, but considering you have Larevelin Slaughter, and considering the fact that you're going to have a lot of Bloodletters who are not nearly as defense-minded, well, I mean, to be fair, not Khorne units generally, not so defense-minded, Chaos Commander could be quite valuable for you.
Bring death!
Yeah, alright, fine. Let's get Chaos Commander on you then, and maybe even Raging Stalwart as well for the spell resistance. Additional spell resistance. It'll make you a little bit weaker personally, but it's okay. Alrighty, there you go. And then Kukhar Slave Maker, what do you have? Ooh, you have like no spells. Wait, you're level 8 and you have no spell. Oh, right, you joined this army just temporarily. I remember. Well, we should get you a spell. Now the question is, do we get you the Flaming Sword of Ruin to power up anybody in a blob, or do we get you the Burning Head in the somewhat likely event that we actually get a use for it? Gotta go with the Burning Head. Alright. Alright, now let's take this battle, shall we? And I guess sack it. There's a nice 20k in it for us if we should succeed. You have decent items, though you are missing a hand weapon. You can have a war banner. You're missing a hand weapon. Let's prepare for this as well. Looks like we're taking some dangerous battles. And yeah, you know what we could do? We'll give you the Brass Cleaver right now. And then we'll give it back to the other guy before he fights Archaon. And then you two can just... Well, wait, was there some garbage gray items that we could give you? Iron Curse Icon, we give you each an enchanted shield, but I'm sure that other units and other armies could use these things as well. What's the likelihood you actually die here? Fairly small. Ooh. You know what, let's give you the Glittering Scales for now. At the very least. And we'll ignore the rest. Okay, let's do it now. I'm sick of doing items in admin, I just want to fight. War banner on, let's say, you, because we don't want you to dissipate. And let's go.
Tear them apart! Take their skulls! Soak this land with their blood! For Khorne!
Alrighty, well there's some nice grass here and we can water it with blood and it'll keep growing very nicely. Anyway, here we go, should be a pretty interesting fight. The enemy has a fairly decent garrison here, and on top of that, we gotta remember that this isn't one of our good armies. This is definitely one of the B-team armies and is definitely incomplete. After all, we got primarily a bunch of tier 1 units with the Marauders and the Horsemen, as well, though, as the tier 2 units of the Bloodletters, but of course they're extremely fragile, so we do still have to watch out. The enemy also has 3 sets of artillery, or is it 2 sets of artillery? Enough artillery to make us, yeah, it's 3 sets, to make us very concerned here. Like the potential battle with Archaon, we definitely have to make this work and be careful, and thus, unlike normally, we're going to try to guarantee the win here. So, our main force, in fact, all of our infantry, plus our Swords of Chaos as our ringers, are going to assault the enemy here where there are only 2 towers for them to use, although I suppose the same would have gone for any of the locations, but I felt like here was the best one. The reason for that is it makes the enemy at the, it puts the enemy at the greatest distance from defending their victory plaza. Thus, we are going to keep all of our horsemen over on this side of the map. They're all hidden in the trees. They're going to wait a little bit while the enemy essentially moves all of its units towards the gates, at which point we will send them through this gate and directly towards the victory plaza to capture it. I'm sure that the enemy will send some units to defend against them, but that will guarantee the victory, hopefully, if we can manage to make enough units distracted here. And, you know, if we don't win the infantry battle, because who knows? Who knows? It's going to be difficult to win it with all the artillery hitting us, of course. And it looks like the gate will be through soon. It's actually, I think it's just open right now. No, it is actually broken through. Nice. Huh. Looks like our lords broke through it really fast. Do they have some sort of gate crashing ability that made them do that just as fast? Because it feels like they broke through it as soon as they reached it. Although I suppose it could have been, it could have started off damaged. Pegasus Knights flying around, getting ready to join the fray, though we do have to be careful with our own lord and heroes. At the very least, since we do have Chaos Commander now on our Exalted Hero, it should power up our units a little bit, preventing them from getting too badly hurt. And what the hell are these guys doing? Huh. Alright, it looks like some of them have landed, but this is a terrible place to land. They're going to get surrounded by the Swords of Chaos, as well as all these Bloodletters, including the Regiment of Renown. And considering the Pegasus Knights are pretty darn fragile, this is probably going to get them all killed. And the Aspiring Champions are going to help out with it too. Nice. Damn, I just want to see a few of the Pegasus Knights go down. Come on. You know you're fragile. Die, please. There we go. Alrighty, well, a Penumbral Pendulum goes down on the enemy, though the enemy hasn't blobbed up nearly as much as we'd like. At the very least, the Pegasus Knights are pretty much out of the picture, though I do imagine that they'll come back. They don't really have the HP sustained to stay in the fight. In addition to that, it looks like our Marauders of Khorne are getting pretty badly beat up, though this could be a combination of the enemy plus being clipped by our own Penumbral Pendulum spell. At the very least, it's not that big of a deal if it's Marauders of Khorne that suffer damage, because we can easily get them back if they die. Much more concerned about our Bloodletters, who are moving in second, and are trying to stream into the city, though it's a little bit difficult at times. The pathing is still pretty wonky. Ooh, and look at those Swords of Chaos. Ooh, and we have our own Burning Head moving around and right through our own units, though that wouldn't hurt the swords. Oh, what the heck? I have never seen that happen in my life. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, no. Well, that turned the Burning Head into a liability. It moved through our own Bloodletters. I have never seen... Wow. I didn't even know they could go through gates. I always knew that they bounced off, but the fact is that it literally just went through the gate. That's so interesting. Huh. Well, it's annoying on the one hand, but it's good that I now know that that's a possibility. Because, well, it may be possible to purposely do this to an enemy blocking the gate. That's very interesting. Seriously, thousands and thousands of hours in this game. I have never seen one of these attacks go through a gate. It always hits a wall and bounces off. And damn. This is not the best time for it to have happened, though, because it badly damaged a few of our Bloodletter units. And surprisingly, Bloodletters and Khornite units in general don't have any... they don't have any fire resistance on them. What can you do? Anyway, we've broken through the gate here, or specifically we use the Shatterstone ability to quickly break through it, and are going to get this massive pile of Khornate horsemen in there, and to the Victory Plaza they go. The enemy will likely react, as there are knights, and here they go. They immediately turn to try to react to those horsemen, although a single unit of knights shouldn't be all that threatening to 5 units that have armor-piercing range damage. Though I suppose we'll see. Of course, we don't have the normal range that we would normally have to open up, well, said distance between us and the enemy, as in we can't kite those knights around, so we do still have to be careful. But we do still have to guarantee this win, so those guys are committed. Anyway, looks like the Aspiring Champions and the Swords of Chaos working together with those Regiment of Renown Bloodletters are doing pretty good, and most of the enemy here are about to either get killed or run away. Looks like the Pegasus Knights are coming back, but not for long. They are very much nearly dead. 238 HP remaining on them, and 4 models. Actually kind of surprising that they haven't shattered with just under 200 HP. Besides, we got more reinforcements coming in through this little gap in their walls there, though we are still taking hits from enemy artillery. And those are some accurate trebuchet hits, damn. Imagine if you could have hell cannons that are half as accurate as this. If they were, I wouldn't be so concerned about having hell cannons in armies. Although, to be fair, Hell Cannons would be pretty decent in this particular situation. Though that said, their inaccuracy would have probably killed half our own troops. And here comes another Burning Head with the hopes of dishing out some damage to the enemy troops, but it's going to bounce... Gonna bounce away. Okay, yeah, it didn't do too much. But at least it hit the enemy. Oh no, it's bounced off the rocks again and it's coming back. Damn you, Burning Head, why have you... Oh, this spell turned out to be such a liability. At least it didn't melt too many of our Bloodletters, and it melted before it went through the main blob over here. Okay, no more Burning Head. Just fireballs at this point. Too bad we didn't have any piercing bolts of burning. That would have been much more effective here. Either way, it doesn't really matter because the enemy infantry are just about dead. The balance of power is now shifted towards our favor, and while the enemy has not quite lost half its units, it's certainly getting there. The sooner we can get out and kill all of these knights and foot squires and all that stuff, the easier we can move towards the enemy artillery and silence those. If we didn't have to just grab the victory plaza, I would have sent the horses to kill the artillery instead. Speaking of the horses, it looks like the Knights of the Realm have managed to catch up to one of our horsemen units. This is obviously a terrible matchup for the extremely fragile horsemen, but the other units should be able to do the damage while this one holds the ground a little bit. That's the dream anyway. Alright, come on, get those volleys of axes in there. They're just sitting there. There you go. And, okay, this guy in particular, I guess. Yeah, they're not really applying their axes nearly as much as we'd like them to. There we go, that's a little bit better. Alrighty, and it looks like our first unit of horsemen is going to run and is basically destroyed at this point, but what can you do? There's still 4 of them remaining, and part of the difficulty here is that this unit can't really fire on the enemy because it's capturing the victory plaza, and this one is capturing this key building to knock down any towers or anything like that. On the bright side, though, it looks like the Knights of the Realm are nearly dead here, and 1 unit of horsemen for 1 unit of Knights of the Realm ain't so bad, so I can't complain about it too much. Just gotta make sure that these guys are dead before any foot squires or men-at-arms or whatever is coming arrives to kill us. On the bright side, over on this side, we have completely broken through the enemy defenses and are now moving up towards those artillery pieces. They've certainly done a decent amount of damage this time around. 2.3k, 3k, and I don't know where the other one is. And 6.3k, oh, this one did the best, eh? Interesting. Well, this one's got a pretty good angle to fire down into this mob of units, so, you know, fair enough. And they've probably done more damage than the enemy infantry did. Even at 3k, although the 6k is definitely quite a bit. Anyway, there are some more peasant archers, but they're about to be caught by bloodletters, and the bloodletters are angry about taking all those hits from enemy range units, as any Khornate unit would rightfully be. There we go, rip those poor peasants apart. Actually shocking that the peasants are still in the fight. I feel like they would just see bloodletters and just rout. They are mere peasants after all. Alrighty, and there we go. Now we're going after the field trebs. Looks like these ones are done. Looks like these ones are caught by the swords of chaos, our chaos knights, and yeah, we've completely broken through here. Ironically, it seems that this strategy did not seem to be necessary, even though the victory plaza is nearly caught. It looks like we're killing those foot squires with our axe throwing as well, so that's nice. This is actually a fairly good place. I also want to point out that we haven't used our Sword of Khorne, the bound army ability. I was saving it in case the enemy was going to move up here to drop it on any piles of units. But it looks like it's not going to be necessary. The foot squires are basically done, and the rest of the army shatters. But this was a nice contingency plan in case some of that didn't work. Well done, everybody. I was a little bit hesitant in attacking COURONNE because, once again, this is a B-team army, like Asavar Maggot's army and, well, not Golgast's. Maybe this is a C-team army as far as we're concerned. We have, what, 6 armies on the field right now? Obviously, Valkia and Harald are A-team. Golgast is probably B-team, and then this one and the new Dragon Ogre army and the Asavar Maggoth ranged army are all C-team for now. Of course, they will get upgrades. These ones are going to get their swords, they're going to get their Chaos Knights to upgrade them and then the ranged army really needs some Skaven artillery or some other kind of artillery just to make it a proper ranged army, because right now it's neither here nor there, at least not enough as far as I'm concerned. But we'll certainly get there, and regardless of the C-team status, it certainly was enough to take COURONNE and possibly sack it. Let's find out. Alrighty, well, that actually kind of ended up working better than I thought it would in some ways. I mean, we had two ways to win by the end there, essentially, and even if our infantry force had failed in their assault, the cav looked like they would have captured the main location, and since those foot squires were gonna die, even if they did get more infantry out there, I think the number of cav would have been able to hold. Plus, we were holding a Sword of Cain back, and we could have used it to kill any infantry that went up there. So it was a win as soon as the enemy let the cav into their settlement. Anyway, we got 1,000 gold and nearly 1,000 souls and nearly 10,000 gold for that, but we can up that by getting, oh wow, 3.6k souls for this? Damn. I gotta say the souls are probably worth more. I was not expecting that so much. I was actually hoping to sack this for more Nakari money to bribe Nakari into vassalage, but that's really good. I gotta take the souls. Yeah. And please tell me you're gonna move in our territory. Don't tell me you moved sideways and... yeah, of course. Oh, but you can still move a little bit. Never mind. I thought you couldn't move after you raised stuff. Interesting. Well, that certainly works. Path to Glory unlocked for Kuchar. I do believe Axel is too far away. And hey, Kukhar's got his Mage Hunter. Wasn't that just lovely? You have a Gorby's Chariot, which you definitely do not need. And we're going to take it away from you immediately. Gorby's Chariot away. Go back to Chaos Steed. Alrighty, and then COURONNE itself is gone, which is, well, probably a thorn in the side of this faction and being useful. Lovely, although the fact that we make this faction weaker may not necessarily be good for us in terms of vassalizing. Weren't you just at 19? Did they go back to -23 because... huh. Because this faction is weaker, but they're not at war with them, so I'm not entirely sure. Could be because of one of their other wars. I guess we'll see. Anyway, with that, we're out of time, and I am going to call this episode. It looks like next time we will be fighting Archaon, or at least I hope we will. I can't help but think I'm overthinking the battle with Archaon, but you know, sometimes I end up underestimating the AI, and sometimes I end up overestimating the AI, and at the end of the day, one of the things that would annoy me the most would be having a really tough battle where we would lose all of our gifted units, which would mean all those souls that we spent on them would go to waste, and I'd really prefer not to have that happen, especially since we have those Chaos Knights that we have to deal with here. So hopefully this works out next time, and if it doesn't, we go back to the original bait them in by hoping that they attack Ventress Zoriteller instead, and then Asavar Magath can come in as a reinforcement plan, and otherwise we will hopefully then destroy Archaon and proceed down to take his fortress and shortly vassalize the faction. So stay tuned for all that. Don't forget to leave a like and comment for your friendly neighborhood heretic. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.